up.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
A lot of people travel today, right? Today's a big travel day. Or is it tomorrow? Maybe both. Well, if you're traveling, make sure you check out the virtual happy hour tonight. Jeff and Suzanne hosting with the folks from Atascadero. Brews and burgers. Burgers always sound good. You're definitely going to want a burger after you eat all that turkey this weekend, leftovers, all that good stuff. Anyways, good morning. It's our Friday. Tomorrow there will be a show on, as well as Friday. There'll just be some stuff that we've done in the past. If you're driving around, you can check it out. Maybe something you heard you liked. Maybe you'll like it twice.
Have you ever driven to Vegas?
No.
You've never driven to Vegas from here?
No. I've been close, right? I'm 2 hours away. I mean, I've driven to my folks' house, and then you can... you go the same way, right? You go out the... You go through Mojave on the 58, and then you get out there to Barstow, and then you can go to Vegas from there. Is that how you drive there?
That's how you get there.
Okay.
There's this huge tower, and it must be some kind of like solar thing, but it's gargantuan. I mean, you see it for miles. You're like, what the hell?
What highway is that on?
That's the highway that goes into Vegas. I forget what it is. Mm-hmm. Is it 80? What is it? 50? What is it? I forget what that highway is. The main highway that goes into Vegas. It goes through Prim.
Yeah, I obviously haven't taken it, so I don't know, but I know what you're talking about.
It's a gargantuan tower, and it's got all these panels on it, and it's always sunny there because it's in the middle of the desert, right? So It's like you look at it and you go blind because it like shine, it's
reflecting light.
Reflecting light everywhere. And I always wondered what it was. Well, these they happened upon this, and this is what makes me think that there's a possibility of the thing that you believe in might be real. Okay,
Sasquatch?
Yes,
they get reports out there all the time.
Out there?
Yeah,
well,
coming out of
this wasn't
especially the Mojave Desert, coming out of the mountains.
This
of
wasn't
Tehachapi.
in the desert, but when I saw that thing, I was like, "What the hell is that? Is that some kind of calling for UFOs? Because that's a big UFO country there in that area." And
what is this? Is this what they play?
That's from the Close Encounters of the Third Kind. In Utah,
I thought maybe this thing had a speaker on it.
In Utah, some wildlife resource workers were counting bighorn sheep. They as part of their management efforts of the species, and they're flying over this remote area of Utah, and they see this 10-foot high rectangular metal column just sitting there, just sitting up, just sitting there.
10-foot metal column.
Yes, like this is not something that where you would have access to roads or anything like that. It was just in the middle of nowhere. Okay,
they walk up to it.
No, they were flying over.
How do they know it was made of metal then?
You could tell from. I mean, they're in a helicopter. They could get close to it.
Okay.
So what the hell is that? And then go down and be like, "Oh my god!"
Okay. Somebody put it there.
Plus, I wouldn't be touching it.
Yeah, somebody put it there.
It's a radio antenna for aliens.
Well, that's what they think. In fact, the Utah Department of Public Safety has issued a warning saying it is illegal to install structures or art without authorization on federally managed public lands, no matter what planet you're from.
Do they have a name for this thing? Is it called like the Utah thing?
They're calling it the weird metal, as of now, the weird metal monolith.
Monolith?
Utah. Yeah, weird metal monolith. Because it's like, monolith is a rock. It's a big rock.
I like to think we're all just monkeys going around this metal thing, just like it's a Kubrick movie.
Oh, here's some people walking around. Okay, this looks weird.
How does it get there?
That might be. Never mind. This is a little weird.
How does it get there?
It's polished. It looks like aluminum.
No, it is. It
has been polished. It's very smooth, and it's like a triangle shape, right?
And people don't go into this area.
Wow.
They're like
Sorry, I'm trying.
It happened to catch their eye while they were counting the bighorn sheep, and so they landed the helicopter, and they're like, "What is that thing down there?" They go up to it, and they're like, "Hey, you can't explain it, George." I can't explain it to you either, Brett. And they look at it, and they document it, and then they go away. And it's like in this alcove of the desert that, they always say that these aliens, they fly.
Well, who would go to the trouble to leave it there? You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's the question you have to ask yourself.
To get it there unless you were to lift it with a helicopter and drop it. But even dropping it there, it makes it very hard because it's right up against those rocks.
Traveled to southern Utah on a mission to count bighorn life forms.
Oh, this is exactly the story you're telling us. I saw a video, and they actually have video of this thing. I'll turn the audio down since. Oh, here's somebody now talking about it.
Spotted an object of unknown origin on the red surface.
Okay, the intrepid explorers go down to investigate.
All three of these guys are in green suits. That must be what you wear when you count bighorn sheep.
Yes, the green suit sheep.
Now, it's like in a cul-de-sac in the mountains because it's like at a dead end.
Okay, and the weird thing about it is it's at a dead end in the mountains.
I guess the rest of us make a run for it. Suddenly disappears, then I guess the rest of us make a run for it. So
Pilot Brett Hutchins says it didn't look like it was dropped there. It was firmly planted into the ground.
Well, the rocks are kind of going around it all on one side. Like there's an opening to walk in there, and then it's kind of like going into it looks like those old school booths at a steakhouse. The open for the waitress could come up to you, and then you're all sitting in there. It's right in the middle of it. Wow.
Thinking, okay, is this something like NASA stuck up there or something? Are they bouncing satellites off it or something?
It seemed less scientific and more artistic.
Yeah, it looks more artistic because it's very smooth. It looks like almost like polished aluminum, and it's got three sides that I can see, and it's at least 10 feet tall, and it's just in the middle of the rocks.
But it's not in the middle of the rocks. It is in the middle of the soil next to the mountains.
Right.
And it's at those weird opening in the rocks that's just like tiny little canyon or crevice.
You want to hear any more from these guys that found it?
Sure.
Captain's log, stardate 11/18/2020. Scientific and more artistic.
I'm assuming it is, some new wave artist or something, or somebody that just is a big 2001 Space Odyssey fan.
But why would you go to all the trouble to take something out and leave it where nobody's going to see it?
How the hell would you get it out there?
Well, in a truck.
Even if you have a truck. I mean, is it in an area where you can access easily by truck? I mean, these guys were flying.
How heavy is it? Did they try to push it over?
They were flying a helicopter, and they were trying to count bighorn sheep. I mean, they were in a remote area. That's what's so weird to me.
Oh, here they're looking inside of it. They're looking inside of it. Let me see if I can grab some of this. Come on.
The universe is filled with the unexplained.
No,
and this journey to southern Utah only raised more questions.
All right, that's it. I wonder if they tried to push it over. I bet you they did. Because they're looking inside of it. Yes, I would have tried to push it over. I want to see what it is.
What if you would have pushed it over, or maybe
the mountain would have opened? and the third dimension would have been there?
That's super
This is weird, though. I'm interested about this. I'm going to look into this more now. The mysterious metal monolith. This happened this year.
Yeah. This happened just recently.
12 feet tall, it says. 10 to 12 feet tall. They don't even have an official. They didn't have... Wait, you're measuring sheep, but you don't have any tape measures?
Counting sheep. You can count.
Oh, that's
You need a calculator to count. You don't need a tape measure.
Look who it is. Raider Day.
Yeah, well, your good buddy is calling to wish you a very happy belated birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You know what? You're just as old as you feel, and you probably feel about 2 years old.
Are you in a cement box right now?
Yeah, where the hell
No,
are
I'm
you?
in a home. I'm doing a remodel job.
That's what you sound like. Are you on speaker?
Yeah, I know. I'm in the kitchen. It's echoey.
Yeah, you must have cleared everything from your kitchen.
I want you to do me a favor. I've always wanted to try this experiment. Do you see a corner in the kitchen that you can walk to? Yeah, walk right into a corner.
You remember when I called you up and I did that whole know the show thing? Said something about courtside seats for the Oklahoma Thunder, and you said jackass, and you hung up on me. And then I saw you a couple weeks later at a remote, and I said jackass. That's all you got, and you said, "Well, I couldn't say on the air."
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? Because, Jeff, you took the call, and then you put me on hold, and then he came on.
But, I mean, how long ago were we talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder? I mean, that must have been
that was back,
after they left Seattle.
Because Jeremy was ragging on my Lakers, and that's why I brought that up, because he was ragging on my Lakers.
I gotcha. Well, hey, it's that time of year, so it works, all right? Take a listen to this.
Yeah.
All right, Raider Dave, this one's for you. Raider Dave is tranny.
Oh, yeah.
It's out, it's some granny.
Oh, yeah.
His team never wins, he's crying again.
Oh, yeah.
Walking around women's underwear.
Why did I know that you were going to play that?
How about that?
Why did I know that you were going to play that?
It's 'tis the season. 'Tis the season.
It is the season.
Hey, Raiders looking good. Lakers got the championship. Raiders have an outside chance. I mean, I think they're good this year.
Hey, one more quick shout out. Last week, my oldest son got his third stripe in the United States Marine Corps. He's over in Okinawa right now, and I get all choked up when I talk about it just because I'm so damn proud of my son.
Well, we're proud of him too. We're glad that that he's keeping us safe, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You guys have a wonderful day, and just keep rocking it out like you always.
All right, Dave. Bye.
Hey,
See you later.
Don't call me
All
sir.
right,
Call your son sir. Okay. How do you feel about that?
Say it again.
How do you feel about that? When people that are older than you call you sir?
Oh, I'm fine with it. I've called young people sir, though, and I'm like, I probably shouldn't have called him sir. What are you going to call him kid?
Damn that.
You know?
And I know as I get older, it's more and more people are going to call me sir as opposed to the opposite. But if you're older than me, don't call me sir.
It's still respectful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Or when people call somebody Mr. Kingman. Oh, my father's Mr. Kingman. I'm Jeff. I just want to slap him. Shut your cute little smart mouth. Get cute with me.
I don't like when people call me Mister.
I don't care.
I don't like formal.
Call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner.
When I went to military school as a kid, granted it was only like a summer camp military school, and it was an Air Force military school, which then effectively is not really like a military school, but we still had to abide by the policy of calling everybody sir. And it was very hard to break me of that. I mean, it had to be a good 4 or 5 years before I was broken of calling
everybody sir or ma'am.
Everybody sir or ma'am, yeah.
Did your mom like that?
She did for 4 or 5 years, and then after that,
I could see your mom liking that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a sign of money well spent on her behalf, right? At least she was getting something out of it.
What is it with this weird smell that hand sanitizers have? I don't know. I've got 2 different ones over here. They stink. My hands smell gross now. It's a stinky, sour, stinky smell.
I got to say, this place, though, it's not like we get...
God, I just want my hands to smell clean.
We don't get standardized hand sanitizer. We are getting every single bargain basement sanitizer that they could possibly have. Like, have you heard of any of these brands? Come on.
Well, no.
The one in a spray bottle?
I believe they're buying that from a local distillery.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bargain basement, if that's the case.
You want to smell my hand?
No, thank you.
Tomorrow being Thanksgiving, a lot of people are going to be spending time with family, even though you're really not supposed to. You're supposed to just sit at home by yourself, and if you miss them, turn on your FaceTime or your Zoom.
You know how we have consultants? This was an actual. This is how pathetic the existence of the radio disc jockey is, okay? You guys all think this is a glamorous job? Yeah, it might be.
Not if you listen to this show. Jeff will remind you that it's not on a daily basis.
It might be a glamorous job for some.
Yeah.
For others...
Cameron, pay attention, all right? You think this is cool?
Yes.
No.
This is your lesson, hard learned right here.
This is not a cool job.
It said in this posting, and I'm paraphrasing here, if you have staff members at your radio station, and most likely you do, that will be alone for Thanksgiving, have them host a virtual Thanksgiving with your listeners. Because some of them might be alone as well. And you do like a Zoom call where everybody sits down and they
So now I'm working.
Yes, on Thanksgiving you're working.
I'm working.
Yeah, that's a really roundabout way of being like, oh,
get to work.
You have nothing to do on Thanksgiving?
But plus, listen, why do consultants think that people that listen to radio think the people on the radio are so great that they have to spend time with them on their Thanksgiving?
I think there's
These are just people that are talking out of your speakers.
I don't think it's necessary.
They may make you laugh. They may play your favorite song, but dude, they're not your friend.
I think it's not necessarily a terrible idea. And if I was alone, I would have entertained the thought. I would have, but I'm going to be with family and all that stuff. I'm not trying to brag if you are alone for Thanksgiving. I'm not. I'm just
remember, if you're alone on Thanksgiving, Jeff, he's not, and he's arguing for it.
Because I'm just digging a hole here.
If
I'm
you're
just
alone on
continuing
Thanksgiving.
to dig a hole.
Just remember, Jeff's not. So deal with it.
I'm just saying that it's not necessarily a horrible idea.
Just these consultants drive me nuts.
It was just an interesting concept.
How do you even do that?
Can you do like a?
How do you even figure that out? Like, how do I figure out what some Patty? How's she going to get a hold of me and say, hey, I want to Zoom with you?
Well,
I don't even have Zoom.
You've not caught up with the times on this. You don't have to sit in meetings. I mean, a lot of people have to sit in meetings and they have to do stuff. So most people know how to do this. And you're throwing it out there to those that do know how to do it.
How do you do it then? Tell me.
You sign up for a Zoom account and you send a link.
To who?
To anybody who wants to be.
How do I know who they are? How are they going to get a hold of me? They don't have my Zoom
email.
link.
You say,
I don't give out my email. It's not public.
Send me your email.
I guess they could reach out to me on Facebook.
If they want to join you on Thanksgiving over a computer monitor, they can send you their email.
You're skipping a step. I still haven't even. I don't even know who these people are. How do we originate that connection?
Well, that's where the radio comes into play. Say, hey, I'm not doing anything on Thanksgiving either.
Said, hey, baby, I got your money.
I got your
turkey.
Yeah, I got your turkey.
Said, hey. And what if it gets real depressing? What if you're on the other end, you got a nice turkey dinner there, but then, all they could afford was a can of beans? Like, man, I sure wish I could come over to your house and have some turkey and
consultant notes say, that's your job to keep it light.
Send them more beans.
Consultants. I know there's probably a consultant listening right now.
I enjoy that part of my job, though.
You're just skating by. You know it.
I enjoy being friends with the people that listen to the show 4 hours a day. I really do. Like, I love Lawn Boy Kevin and Narcy Aaron and Amy and Sammy and Mike,
Sammy the fisherman,
Mike in Santa Maria.
Yeah,
and I know there's a ton of others.
Don't forget about Rufus,
the COVID conservative. I love them all. I love them all. I wouldn't mind spending Thanksgiving with them. I just got plans.
Well,
and I'm not trying to single those people out, saying that they don't have plans. I'm just saying that these are just people whose names come up to the top.
When is Friendsgiving? Maybe we could do a Friendsgiving where we all have a beverage together, whatever your beverage of choice is. Whether,
I'm busy all weekend.
If you can't afford a beer, then just get a tap water.
Except for tonight.
Is that on Friday, isn't it?
Tonight at 5:00, we're going to be doing Burgers and Brews for Atascadero because there you go. It's a great place to go holiday shopping, Atascadero, and you'll have. I mean, you can't swing a fish in Atascadero without hitting a burger. Okay, so join us tonight. This will be Friendsgiving. Okay.
So, what do you need to join us tonight? All you need is a laptop or a phone and Facebook.
Yeah,
And
join
just
us on Facebook.
Get on
Leave
or
your
Instagram,
comments.
right? Isn't it on Instagram? If you're an Instagram person, I think it's on Instagram too. You look at the notes here.
I wouldn't.
Oh, son of a bitch!
What did Seth say yesterday?
There goes my coffee. God dang it! See what
There
happens?
goes another keyboard.
I love it. I love it.
Son of a.
No, he just spilled it directly into the electrical outlet today.
No, I did not. Stop. We'll be fine.
No, did it hit the microphone too?
All I have is Kleenex to tissue to wipe it up. Like that's gonna work.
You should have took some of that into the bathroom when you were washing your hands. He's bitching because there's no paper towels in the bathroom.
There's been paper towels all week in the bathroom. Lazy bastards. They finally got the toilet clean, and now they're laughing because they're giving us paper towels. All right, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Friendsgiving tonight. Friendsgiving tonight.
The Burgers and Brews, the Tascadero edition of Friendsgiving.
Now hold on a second, and
it's gonna be great.
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.